Hello, hello, hello there. It is Jaden Avery Love of Optimum Humanity. I'm here again. I'm very ecstatic and excited to be with you again for another video, another installment of my series, Eleggua Monday. And so today we get to just basically talk about the different ways that we are tricking or fooling ourselves. Because oftentimes what happens is, we say to Spirit, Spirit, I want this, and I want this, and I know that I deserve it. So let's say that your plan to get what you want goes exceedingly well, and you take all the steps to, be reborn into that new you, right? And then it's like we see something else that we want. And even though, our whole body is turned this way, we're like, Spirit, I want this thing. Our eye starts to wander, and then our head turns, and then we're looking at something else like, but I want this. I want that. I want this. Right? So what happens is we end up tricking ourselves. And for very long, excuse me, at least what I have heard in my personal studies and my personal spiritual growth and journey, is that Eleggua is a trickster god. And so this set up like a pantheon of like trickster gods and and I just kept on thinking about it. First of all, Orishas, they tend to come to you, and that is how you know that, either you're their children or that you have some type of connection to them, which we all really have connections to every single one of them. But there will be some main Orisha that will definitely come to you sometimes. So Eleggua is an Orisha that has come to me many times, and like we chill, like we talk, like we fucks with each other, you know what I'm saying? And so I feel like I can definitely tell the collective that looks at my videos that, you shouldn't be afraid of trickster gods, as they say, because the person who's tricking you is yourself, right? And that calls into question a lot of, well, my bio here at Choices. Oh yeah, by the way, we're being hosted by Choices on 78th between 3rd and 2nd. And we are very, very gracious to have this space every Monday to be able to, talk about how we're tricking ourselves. So back to the subject at hand is that normally the only person who's really tricking us is ourselves, because, well, we said we wanted this, right? So if Eleggua is the Orisha of, or one of the three warriors, he's about opening doorways and closing, but also opening doorways. So if we're telling Spirit that we want one thing, right? I'm going to say it again. If we're telling Spirit we want one thing, and that's to the right, then why would our attentions be over here on the left? And now, judging by what it is on the left that we're saying that we want, right? Judging on what it is, if it's not in that direction, if it's not in the direction of our journey, then we're going to trip on it. I mean, it's really easy to put that together. Like, we trip over things because we are saying one thing, but we're doing another. And so basically, to get these irregularities, out of our system, we have gods and Orisha, much like Eleggua, or in Eshu, where they are able to open up doors, able to close doors, but also teaching a lesson, okay? Because I've said it before, it's like, what is life besides saying, I want this, bring it here. I don't want this, push it away. I want this, bring it here. So if you're saying, I want this, bring it here, then why are you telling this thing that you're supposed to be pushing away because you want this over here to come also? So that doesn't work. This message doesn't work. Okay? Whenever you are human, whenever you're alive, you are like an electrical circuit. And so you have to be flowing a current. You need a current. So one thing is entering and the other is going out. And so most of the times when it comes to trickster gods, I'll put it in parentheses, not parentheses, quotations. If you're dealing with trickster gods, is that any of those irregularities, like that's not right. So they're going to put that in your face. However, these spirits can't like talk to you on the 3D, on the third dimension. And so, you'll find that certain things fall through because it wasn't meant for you, right? And so it was something that you were supposed to say goodbye to, but for some reason you felt like you needed it. And it just isn't, it's not right. It's not right. So what I want to do is I want us to talk a little bit with Eleggua, and let's have this conversation. Let's see what he's telling us today. Well, this week. Oh no, this card wanted to come out. That's not the right card? What's this one? No, I'm not going to pick it like that. Eleggua, what is it that how are we tricking ourselves, Eleggua? Spirit, how are we tricking ourselves? It's this one. And just to let you know, this is the Thoth deck. Okay. How are we tricking ourselves? Ooh. Oh, hey. We like that. Crowley has a special card in here. And, well, I'll explain it in a minute. But Eleggua, can you please tell us, how are we tricking ourselves? I'm gonna let's put this deck up. Real good. How are we tricking ourselves? What is it that we need to be, doing? What is it that we need to be focused on? That's what it is. What is it that we need to be focused on? Because sometimes what happens is our focus gets taken by things that don't concern us, that have nothing to do with us. Alright? So on the bottom of my deck I actually have the 9 of Wands, so I'm going to set that over here. We started out with the 10 of Cups, and then the 4 of Wands, and Aleister Crowley's special card. And I'm going to take 3 off the top. We have the 3 of Coins. We have the Princess of Cups. And we have the Prince of Discs. So that is the Knight of Coins. Alrighty. This card wants to come out. This is just going to be a clarifier for this bottom card. And we have the Princess of Swords. So let's see what's going on here. I'll just put these up at the top. You guys can't see that, but I can. That's all that matters. Okay. So first of all, this is a very great reading. Very, very great reading. Princess of Cups and the Princess of Swords, honey. Alright, so let's start in here with these 10 of Cups. So 10 of Cups is like being satiated, fulfillment. Your cup is full. Your cup runneth over, right? And numerologically, numerologically, you can look at the number 10 as the number 1. So it's like an ace in the deck. Okay? I mean, if you think about it, because the 0, right? The 0, you just take that away and it's like 1. But if you think about it, it's like all of these cups are full. All of them are full. And you have 10 of them. So it's really like having the big guy, the ace of cups, right? So it's like new beginnings, new beginnings, new beginnings. Completion, 4 of Wands. When it comes to completion and 4 of Wands is like things are becoming balanced because they are even. And so it is like a form of completion. Now, the Aleister Crowley's special card, this means that your spiritual powers, why am I at a loss for words today? I don't know what it is. Because of Mercury retrograde, I have been a little bit off, but that's everybody. And again, it's really to teach us lessons, to help us understand what it is that we truly want and what it is that we truly desire. And when you meet adversity, they always say, like, those who have learned their lesson, when they meet with adversity, they know how to go right through it. And they don't try to, run around it, don't go over it or under it. You have got to go directly through it. You have to go directly through it. But when we don't experience things, it becomes the adverse energy, it seems foreign. And so therefore we just run away as if it's a big monster. And that's not what we are supposed to do. We need to handle these issues because the reason why we came here in the first place is to learn and to understand who we are. And if you'll even in life, too much of anything is a bad thing. And so when we take too much on, we're actually using it to run away from ourselves, essentially, right? I want to explain something also, and it's about darkness. What was it? I always say that darkness is an illusion. But the other day I was thinking about shadow, and the fact that we have a whole second period of the day that is nothing but a shadow. Nighttime. It's an illusion, right? We're not facing the sun. Oh, that's what happened. And a little voice in my head was like, well, doesn't that mean that the sunlight is an illusion as well? No. In fact, we know scientifically that when our solar system was being created, aka more like when our sun was being born, right? When these chemicals were coming together to make, and shifting and mixing to make our beautiful star that we call the sun, it drew more and more, I was about to say filth, dust. It drew dust in, right? And then closed its grasp, made the sun, and then there's a big explosion, and then the sun it's born, right? And this explosion, it pushes the dust back and then begins the orbit around the sun. So through millions and millions of years, then we show up with 9 planets or 8 planets, something like that, or 13. I'm not sure, whatever. But scientifically, the reason why the planets begin to become created and begin to have a revolutionary cycle around our sun is because of the sun being there at all. So it's just like a nucleus, right? So if Earth is only here because the sun was created, drew it into its gravitational pull and exploded it back, right? And it started life here, then I would venture to say that the sun is the reason for life. Not to replace it like from your higher power, not to replace your higher power or your God. It's just what your higher power put into motion. Okay? So at that point, I realized that yes, darkness is an illusion and light is not an illusion. It is the reason why we are here. Okay? And the reason why we are hot-blooded, right? And the reason why we look the way that we do is because this is what our sun did. It did this with a lot of different material from out in space. You know, a lot of the dust particles and the androids. Oh my God. Um, and I can't think about in the meteoroids. A lot of them had oxygen and H2O on them. So when they all got pulled in, and then that big explosion happened when our sun was being made. It's like it locked everything, all the makings in. It locked everything in the Ziploc bag, and then here we are. Here we are. So if we have a period of the day that we call daytime, right? And that's when we're active. And then you have a period that we call nighttime. That nighttime period, we're in the shadow. And so it really tells us kind of how we're supposed to live our lives, because it's like, you know, when you're walking at night and the street light, you know, you walk past the street light and then it goes, you know, from in front of you to behind you. So the light, your shadow rather, it goes from behind you to in front of you, right? So your shadow, it looks big and drawn out. I was just talking with a friend the other day. Sometimes it's like you're like, somebody's behind me. You know, you get a little scared because a shadow is big and drawn out, and it always is reflecting an image that is blocking the source, the main source of light at whatever time. And so that itself, it shows us this beautiful love letter that the creator or that source or spirit has written out to us as we are living our life, right? That we are meant for so much, and everything is about light. Really, it's all about light. It is. It's all about light and love, but love is like a subsidiary of light. Okay. I don't know why I wanted to explain that, but it was really this card right here that says that your magic, your base. How do I say this? Again, please bear with me. Mercury retrograde. I do not have my words for some reason, but whatever. It's like your source of magic, your source of power, right, is ready to be used. That's what this card means. Now, when I combine that with the Ten of Cups and the Four of Wands, it's really saying that like your happiness is ready. Like, ding, it's ready in the microwave. But let's add in these cards. Let's see what happens. So I'm getting the Ten of Cups, and then under the Ten of Cups, I have the Three of Coins. So I'm seeing, like, when it comes to entrepreneurship, when it comes to work. I feel like we are definitely getting a great grade. Like, it's like a new beginning in your work, a new beginning in your money, in creating abundance in the physical domain. Yes, that's that. Okay, and then we're having completion when it comes to the Princess of Cups. Now the Princess, oh my God. Okay, so the Princess of Cups is the Page of Cups. So I would definitely call that the love offer, and that says that it's like completion. And now I want to say, you see up here, I believe that this is Mercury. Oh my God. I believe that this is Mercury. Yeah, because Venus is the one with the horns. Yes. So Mercury is on top of there. Completion. And it's like, whew. I want to check that energy of cups, because it's the birthing of a new. You know, if you see inside her shell, she has a turtle. And it just feels like that is about things being born anew. That's what it feels like to me. And that is being completed. But I am a twin flame, and I am a divine feminine. And so I just feel like this is definitely saying that, like, the completion of that cycle, of the new love that is being offered, that it's ready. It's ready to be offered. That cup of love is ready. That's what I feel like it. Yeah, remember I was saying ding. It's like into a microwave, and it's just like done. Also, slow and steady, Mr. Prince of Coins, Prince of Discs is over here. Now you know that this man is thorough. Okay, this guy, this young teenager, he is very thorough, and he is very, like, how do I say? He can be controlling. I heard the word controlling in my head. He can be controlling, but most of all, what you want to think about is that he is thorough. He's not going to pass up the situation when he knows that there is things to win or things to gain. Very, very thorough. Now, I am a Taurus, so I feel like this is specifically speaking to us, because there's the bull is right there. Okay, but where I would connect these two cards, because we were just talking about space and the creation of our solar system, I would call this like primordial magic right here, and this is just saying that magic, you were waiting for it, you waited for it, you were patient with it, and it seems like it's ready to be used. It seems like this source of magic is ready to be seen, experienced, loved, felt. Yeah, wow, that's beautiful. Now, when we get to the top, I had which one was on the bottom? The bottom was the Nine of Wands. Now, with the Nine of Wands, this is like your back is up against the wall. Now, you've won the fight, but the war is still anybody's, right? So the fight is still going on. It's talking about very much that energy of go forward. Now, I also want to tell you here, I want to pause here. Do I want to pause? Yes. I want to pause here to tell you about this weekend. I was, you guys know I dance and meditate at the same time. I feel like whenever you are running up your breath, whenever you are doing breath work, whenever you are running up a sweat, rather, that is your connection to the all. When your system is hard at work, you can make magic happen faster. You can take in downloads way quicker, way quicker. And the reason why is because you're heated, you've been heated up, you're heated up. So it's like you can not match, but at least come closer to the energy frequency shared by your angels and your spirit guides and the people who are not on this dimension, but they look out for you. And I was just able to receive and download a message. The message that I received, it's not going to sound complicated, okay? It's very simple. It's just that the only thing that trips you up is when you think about it. When you think, am I doing this right? What am I supposed to be doing? Does this look sexy? Because I was dancing, and I was dancing in the mirror, and I just realized, I was like, what I'm here to do is, what I'm doing right now, or at that moment, it's prayer. I'm praying, and so it's like you have to let things flow naturally. And so much of being a human is to be able to let things flow naturally, to not believe that shadow is a monster that's out to get you, because it's not. Your shadow, it is reflecting where you are blocking the light. It's not reflecting any big monster. There's no monster under the bed. The monster under the bed is you, okay? You are the thing that keeps you going or stops you. It's you, and not in a bad way. It's so that you can learn. Because if if you break your own toy when you were little, right? That's one thing. You'll be sad, you'll cry. But if somebody else broke it, oh no, 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 no. That just simply won't suffice. That's when you're like angry with them and you want them to apologize for even existing, okay, near that thing that they broke. And so it's like, it's us. It's us. The first person, not the first person to blame, but the first person to check, it needs to be ourselves, okay? Check yourself before you wreck yourself, fool. Yeah, and that's like the biggest thing. It's funny that this is coming. It's not funny. It's not even a coincidence. It's synchronistic that this is coming out on Eleggua Monday, because this is the way that we try to go forward. But when we forget ourselves, we trick ourselves because we forget that we block light. You are an actual object living here, and you block light. Yes, you bend space around you, just like the sun and the moon, right? So these things are ready. Now, the Princess of Swords, she is very, how do I say this? She's dangerous. She's dangerous, the Princess of Swords, because it's like, the Page of Swords, rather. She's dangerous because on top of being very quick-witted and wanting to, she wants to cut shit up. She wants to leave you like sushi. That's what she wants to do, okay? So being that she is ready to do that, ready and willing, let me show you this card. Being that she is ready and willing to do that, it's a problem, okay? Because she will cut everything, she will cut every bridge. But the thing about it is that she is a heaven of logic. She has logic under her belt. Remember that swords is about mental energy, right? And so if you're young and spry, honey, you got all the mental energy. That means that you have all the logic. Okay? Now logic would tell you not to cut things up, not to cut this bridge off before, but she's going to make a plan and it's going to work. Okay? And sometimes that can lead her to her own coffin, to her own burial place, because she's making this plan and she has all the logic. She has been given logic by source itself. So she's going to, her plan is going to work. But sometimes our plans work too well, right? Because what did I say at the beginning? We said we wanted this thing, right? But now you are the Princess Page of Swords and you're looking over here, okay? That's inconsistent. That's the inconsistency that gets us in trouble with our Orisha and our, spirits or angels, people who, guidance team, our team of light. That's how we get ourselves in trouble, because we are having messages of inconsistency, okay? And when you know that you are the light, there is no inconsistency. When you know that and let me clear this up also, because it's, oh my goodness. Mercury retrograde, son. Anyway, let me clear this up, because you are a physical object. How do I say this? You are a physical object. You block light, and you cause a shadow. But being on this dimension, you can't fall for the bull. You can't fall for the bullshit, because the truth is that you are a point of light. That is who you are. Because, when we say I always roll my eyes when I say this, you are a spiritual being living a physical existence. The very word spiritual, it means not physical, okay, of spirit. And so as you are a spirit, you are a piece of light, okay? And it's like you are where your light is meeting the darkness around you, okay? And that's you at a constant point, no matter where you go, okay? And so what we have to do is enhance the light from within us, so that way we're always emitting such light, so our shadows cannot scare us, right? We're trying to clean out and cleanse out ourselves of all things that are negative to us, right? It doesn't mean that this is going to be positive for everyone. Okay, just because it's positive for you, it does not mean anything about your neighbor. So we're solving our own problem here, and happily, Spirit has set up a program where we're able to love others and feel love from others, and it's a beautiful system. I'm gonna take out this card. Is it here? And just some more messages, Spirit. And this card. Wow. Okay. We have the Three of Swords over that Three of Coin and 10 of Cup combo. We have the King of Wands on top of the Princess of Cups. Ooh, excuse me. And the Four of Wands. And then we have the Ace of Wands that came out. And that is atop the Prince of Discs and Aleister Crowley's Magic card. Okay, I'm going to take this top card as well because that was a very nice program. And we have the Queen. We have the Queen and the King and the Ace of Wands, honey. Wow. Wowza. Okay, and up here at the bottom of the deck, up here, we have the Seven of Cups. So many choices. Aha. See that? See that? And then it's like we are, once again, right? Because now the combos that are made, right? This was on top of the Nine of Wands. So now we are, the war is still going on, right? But we have won the fight. And then it's like there's so many choices. There's so many things to choose from. And I believe that this is going to say not to get distracted, because on top of the that Princess of Swords, now we have the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands, if she's in the room, you're not getting distracted. You know exactly where to look. It's at her. You're going to look at her. Okay? So this is like stating our plan that's going to work. Our plan, whatever it is that whatever it is you've been planning, whatever it is that you have been working very hard at and wanting to get notoriety for, it's going to happen. It's happening. It is happening. Okay? When it comes to this combo with the Three of Swords, okay? The Three of Swords is about keeping that. Yes, you did get hurt. Yes, you have experienced bad things, or negative, adverse energy.